other databases in the market, even though nowadays all the customers are they're going for the HANA database because of there's a lot of advantages if you use the HANA database for your business to store the data. So database means to store the data in the database level in the form of tables, right? The form of tables here. Suppose if you take example, if you take the example here, so this is the data. Suppose like an example, this is the database. So in the database, so we have, so data will be stored here. Data will be stored by the application here. It will be stored the data. So we have the tables. So in the database level, for each data, there is respective tables are available here. Each table, there is respective tables are available here. Tables. So tables are available, and the data will come from the application, SAP application. It will store the data here, and it will store the data here. So the application knows and database knows which table is responsible for this data, sales data, so material data, MRP data, bank data, credit data. So each table, the related things are there. It will go and store in these tables here, right? So without database, the business cannot run. So database level, the database is very important to store the data here, to store the data. So at the same time, why HANA is very popularity here? So before HANA, we have other databases also in the market here. Before HANA, we have other databases also in the market like SQL Server, right? Oracle, right? So MaxDB and Sybase. So Sybase, and also we have so other databases in the market, right? So IBM DB2 database. So many databases in the market. Then later in the last minute, HANA is introduced by the SAP here. This is the SAP product here. Why they have introduced here? So all these databases have one concept, and this databases has one concept here. So what does it mean by that concept here, right? So all these databases, suppose example, if you use the SQL, Oracle, MaxDB, other databases have the concept of the, so it will store the data, it will go to the CPU and memory and disk format. This is the disk layer, right? So this is the CPU, and this is the CPU here. So this is the memory, right? RAM memory. Okay, memory means RAM memory here. This is the disk layer here. This is the disk layer here. So suppose here the data is available. All the other databases, it will store the data into the disk format. In the disk format, in the disk layer, disk layer means so C drive or D drive. There it will create the folders. There all the business data will be stored here. Suppose example, if you see, we are using the SQL server, right? In the SQL server, you see, so the data files are there here, ECP. So means ECP related, all the data is storing into the here. All the data is residing into the this database only, 70 GB this one, right? Means all the data is residing into the in this data files only, which is available in the disk layer. Disk layer means either local disk or this disk here, not in the memory layer. It's in the disk layer, right? So normally someone need any data. Suppose if you need some data, some records from the database level, so then the request first to go to the CPU to main memory, then main memory to the disk format, main memory to the so disk format. It will go to the like this here. It will go to the here, right? CPU to so memory to disk. It will go to the in this layer, 3 layer. It will go to the so it will go to the here 3 layer. It will go to the disk layer here. So first it will go to the CPU, then CPU to memory, then memory. So it will check already existing data. No, then it will go to the disk layer. Then here it will search the data, whatever data you required. Then it will give response back to the memory. Then memory to CPU to the user front end. It will give the response to the user here, right? Suppose example, if you see here in my download directory, I need some folder. I need some data here, right? So then I can just search here. Then what will happen? So it is searching now. It is searching now. Still, it will search. Why? Because the related search item is already there in the main memory. It is giving the results here. Here, what I will do here, different way, different search item, I will search it here. So different search item, I will search it here, right? So different search item, I will search it. Otherwise, directly I will go to the main memory here. What I will do here, just A, B, C, like that, I will search it out. Then it will see, it will search now. Data will search quickly and it will give the results just like something empty, or sometimes it will search it out. Sometimes it will search something like it will search the all the data. It will search into the folders. See here, it is searching, right? It is searching the data. So first it will searching the data. First of all, it will go to the main memory, your main memory. First of all, it will go to the main memory, then CPU, then a disk layer, CPU, memory, and a disk layer. Like this, in this way, your data will be searched here, which is their other databases, right? So other databases. Why? Because other databases are the not the in-memory concept here. It's like storage level concept, means it will store the data here, right? So when it comes to the HANA database, to avoid this type of slowness, see here, still it is searching, here. See here, still it is searching the results here. So to avoid this type of slowness, so then coming to the here, from here to memory, memory to disk, then what SAP so renovated, and also they have reimagined, and they have innovated the one technology that is called the in-memory technology. In-memory. So in-memory technology they have innovated, which means instead of storing the data into the disk level, why? Because it is going to the disk, then it is taking some time. Then we can say, then we can keep the disk layer into the main memory part here. So which means the CPU part, CPU, right? Then this is the memory part. Then this is the disk layer here. This is the disk layer here. So this is the disk layer here. So here what will happen? If any data, it will go to the CPU, then CPU to main memory. In the main memory itself, we have the data, right? In the main memory itself, we have the data is getting stored in the form of data is getting stored here in the main memory itself, right? Why? Because in the disk format, they have changed it to the here. So in the main memory itself, the data is storing into the main memory. So here quickly it will pull the data immediately, fraction of seconds, it will give the response to the user here. So we are mitigating this much of timelines. We are minimizing the memory to disk, disk to memory, and also searching the data in the disk compared to the main memory 1 lakh times faster than disk. So if your data in the here in the memory, your data in the disk, you are searching the data, then 1 lakh times faster than disk. 1 lakh times faster than disk. So that is the time, that is the sentence word from the SAP. So it's like, so 1 lakh times, so 1 lakh times faster than disk, 1 lakh times faster than disk. So that is the reason. So nowadays for all the business, so people are implementing the HANA database. Why? Because it's a very fast, and also it's storing the data in memory. That's why the HANA database is also called the in-memory database. In-memory database. So the abbreviation of the HANA database is like, so let me abbreviation. Why they have named it as the abbreviation HANA database, right? So let me high performance analytical appliance, which is called the HANA database. So in this high performance H, right? Then so ANA. So HANA, right? HANA, HANA. This is called the HANA database here, right? HANA database here. High performance analytical appliance. High performance analytical appliance here. This is the HANA database here. So here this is the in memory, in memory. So first of all, why SAP introduced this HANA database? To avoid the delay, to in the fraction of milliseconds we can provide the results to the user query here. So first of all, what is HANA? HANA is in memory. So what is HANA? First of all, what is HANA? HANA is in memory database, and also in memory database platform. So where we can deploy the on-premise, maybe in the on-premise systems also we can deploy this HANA database. In the cloud also we can deploy the database here, right? So HANA is a combination of so hardware and software, combination of hardware and software requirements. And also we can easily integrate to the some other database replication technologies, SLT replication, DXC, Sybase replications. There are the many replication tools are there. Easily we can integrate to the other tools. Easily we can integrate the other tools here, right? So that is the reason. So all the customers are they are using HANA is HANA is capable of processing the large amount of real-time data in short time period. Large amount of data. HANA, so it will process the large amount of data, large amount of real-time data, large amount of real-time data, real-time data in short time period, in short time period we can process the large data here, so that is the one of the important thing we should remember here, right? So then that is the, so normally HANA database, so normally we know HANA database is a platform column oriented columnar tables, which means it has only all the business data. Normally database means it contains the rows and columns, right? So but here in the HANA database it has only columnar way it will store the data here. In the columnar way it will store the data. For the HANA database, heart is for HANA, the heart is for the in-memory technologies in the HANA. In-memory technologies for the database. So that is the heart. In-memory means RAM memory is the in-memory is the heart for the database here, right? So it contains the platform, and also it is the platform is for which it will store the data, and also it will allow the customers to analyze the data. Not only storing the data, we can also analyze the data. We can also analyze the large data, petabytes, large size data means petabytes, gigabytes, right? Terabytes of data. We can analyze it, we can store it, and also at the same time, within fraction of seconds, we can analyze the large data also we can analyze it here. So not only storing the data here, we can also do the on fly, we can make the business decisions also here. By using the HANA platform, we can analyze customers to analyze the large volume of data in the real time, right? And also developments. And also we can also perform the development platform. We can also do the development work here. And also in some of the tools are available to perform the development tools in the HANA database here, right? So there are the many things here, right? So why I need to choose the HANA? We have already other databases are already there here. So why we have to choose HANA here? HANA is a next generation in-memory business platform. So why? Because HANA, there is a one new technique is called the in-memory column-oriented columnar database here. Why in-memory means ANA, in-memory technology, next generation in-memory business technology, right? So it will accelerate the analytics means with fraction of seconds we can do the analysis. Then and also we can also integrate the applications here. We can also integrate the applications in memory here, right? So there are the few reasons why we need to choose the HANA means there are the multiple reasons. One is the in-memory technology. If the data is there in the in-memory fraction of milliseconds, we can retrieve the data here. And also HANA, why we have to choose the HANA means in the real time data provisioning and data provisioning reporting, some other tools also we can integrate it in the real time. Also we can provide the data here, means real time analysis we can provide it. Speed compared to the another databases, HANA is providing the high speed processing, massive amount of data in the in-memory. Why? Because data is storing into the in-memory. So if the data is storing in the in-memory means within small seconds, means fraction of seconds. So fraction of seconds, we can process the massive data. Massive data means a large amount of data. We can do that one. So and also any data we can integrate, any data we can either the structured data or unstructured data we can store into the HANA database level. So we can also include any data and also any sources, like any data which is coming from any source. Any source means some of the data will come from the some other non-HANA databases, some other third-party tool, some other data. So easily we can integrate it, and also various data source we can include it here. Means any data, which means structured data or unstructured data, we can include it here. And also we can also install the HANA on the cloud also here. You don't need to, it's like it will not support on the cloud, something like that. We can also, HANA databases can be deployed on the cloud environment also here. So, and also it will reduce the effort. So that's why, so simplicity means, so which means HANA reduce the efforts for ETL data processing, some other toolings. It will reduce the timelines. Actually, the main line is that reduce the timelines here. So cost wise, the cost wise, HANA reduce the IT cost. HANA cost wise, it's very cheap. Cheap means, so HANA data is storing into the in-memory level. So nowadays the hardware cache RAMs are very slow down. Market is slow down means it reduces the cost here. So because HANA is storing into the in-memory, that's fine, right? So maybe we can use the different hardwares. We can use it. Different hardwares, either HP, Dell, so Intel, any hardwares we can use it to install the HANA database here. SAP, so HANA database here. So these are the someone ask you why we have to choose HANA means. So the main thing is it will reduce the timelines, and also in the shortened time we can analyze the massive amount of data. We can analyze it, and also the speeds perspective. HANA is the very speed, means within fraction of milliseconds we can get the data from the database level here. So normally HANA is the in-memory. Normally what you need to remember is here 3 words, 3 sentences you need to remember here. In-memory technology and column. Okay, 3 words you need to remember. HANA means 3 words you should come into the mind here. One is the HANA is the in-memory technology, column-oriented columnar database. This is the one of the fastest columnar database in the market. It will store only columnar way. It will store the data, business data. and also column oriented. Why? Because it's a columnar way it will store the data. So that is the reason it is only columnar data. It's a next generation business suite data here. Next generation business data here. So here coming to the advantages. Why, if you use the HANA, why we have, what are the advantages we may get it out here, right? We know already it's a in-memory technology, right? Advantage of the HANA means it's a in-memory technology. User can explore and also store the data, and also the same time we can analyze the analytical data and also data aggregated, and also we can also replicate the data here. There are the multiple interfaces, third parties, it will support it. Designing, modeling, designing. There's a lot of things are there. Advantage perspective, the hardware cost is reduced. Only HANA can be installed only the certified hardware vendor, and also it is not available in the Windows platform. You cannot install on the Windows platform. It only supports the Linux platform only. HANA, it only supports the Linux platform only here, right? So that is the one thing here. So when the HANA released it to the market, when the HANA introduced it to the market here, so the basically, so they have released it into the three editions. They suppose if one person, if they want to release the one book into the market, so they will release into the three layers, three ways, right? Three books they will release it. Same content, so three books they will release it, right? Same way here, HANA. So we have HANA. There are the three editions HANA released into the market here. Three editions here. They are in the market. The first of all, three editions. So three editions are available in the HANA here. So one is the SAP HANA, right? It's the SAP product. That's why in the prefix we will mention as a SAP HANA database. SAP HANA database here. So there are the three different types of HANA editions are available in the market here as of now when they have released it here. So one is the means three types of customers they have released the this databases here, right? One is the HANA, SAP HANA platform. So platform edition. The second one is the HANA, SAP HANA, so enterprise edition here. The third one is the SAP HANA, then extended edition. SAP HANA, then extended edition here. So these are the three layers. These are the three layers SAP introduced into the market here. So for the three types of customers here, when you go and watch the movie, suppose like in the YouTube or in the OTT platforms. So sometimes, suppose if you are going to the YouTube, in the YouTube, so there is a paid one is there and a free is there. Free one, you will get the, so you will get the things like advertisements and everything. But paid one, you won't get the advertisements. Same as like here, depends upon your license, the advertisement will come into the picture or not. That is your wish. Which one you want to take it. But both the people will watch the same movie in the paid premium YouTube version than free YouTube versions, right? Same way. So same way here. So there the three editions are available in HANA. One is the HANA Platform Edition, Enterprise Edition, Extended Edition here. So what does it mean by Platform Edition here? Platform Edition is the standard one. So every edition, it will provide the database, technology, and everything. The only thing is some other additional licenses, some other additional features are available to take it. So to take it here. So same as like in the here in the platform edition, HANA platform edition, if you talk about the HANA platform edition, so here in the HANA platform edition here, so it provides the core database technology and also some of the integration technology. It will provide the HANA database. Means when you take the platform license, platform edition license from SAP, you will get the HANA DB, HANA database software, then HANA client, HANA Studio for the monitoring. Client is required, right? Then, and also the customers who wants to go for the use the ETL based replications, ETL based replications. So it's installed in the ETL based replication, ETL based replication. So then they can use the ETL based replication license. You will get ETL based replication. You will get for the this one. So the people who wants to install the platform edition, the platform edition. So then they will get the so people who wants to install the so there are three types of license are available, right? The first, the standard license, and everybody will use the platform edition. In this platform edition, you will get the HANA database, HANA client, right? And also HANA Studio, some ETL based, replication tools you will get from here, right? So this for the customer who wants to use the ETL based replication, already have the license for the here. You will get the some ETL based replication tools. You will get it out. So along with the normally what we need is we need HANA DB, client, Studio. These three are very important to operate the HANA database, to use the HANA database for use one. Additionally, if you need some replication tools, then you will get from the replication tools from the HANA platform edition, right? Again, you no need to purchase the separate license for this one. And if you take the HANA platform license, so same pack, you will get the all those things here, right? Then the second one is enterprise edition here. Here also you will get the HANA DB, client common, Studio, right? Studio, same every time you will get all those things here, Studio, but it contains the some data provisioning techniques you will get here. Data provisioning techniques you will get here, like SLT, some data provisioning. I can say like data provisioning techniques like SLT, DXC, and bots. These are the data provisioning techniques, which means we can take the data from the other databases to HANA database also. If you have the requirement of taking this one, you can use if you have the requirement of using this one, you can use the enterprise edition here. Why? Because here, additionally, you will get these services if you take the enterprise edition. You can also purchase this one. The main thing is you will get the database tools. Tomorrow, if there is a requirement to use some other replication based technologies or something, then some other SLT based technologies, then definitely you need to use the enterprise edition. Why? Because you don't need to purchase this separate license for. If you take this one, you will get all these functionalities. No separate license is required. For this one, right? That's one we have to install it here. Next one is the enterprise edition. Enterprise edition is for this is the all futures, full-fledged futures you will get here. HANA extended edition here. This you will get the HANA DB, say client, Studio, then HANA DB, client, Studio, then Sybase replication. All futures you will get Sybase replications from ETL based replications, right? Then so data provisioning techniques, all you will get into the one single pack, ETL plus data provisioning, all you will get into the one single pack. So then that time you can use the extended edition here. You don't want to use the some data provisioning and ETL tools you don't want to use, why you have to take this one? Unnecessarily, the cost will be increased, right? Then you can take the enterprise. Then you don't want to use this one also. Then you can use the platform edition. So means basic edition, some level, high level version, very high level versions here. But the functionalities, HANA database, HANA client, studio, softwares are common here for every edition here. So the most frequently used version is the platform edition. Why? Because few people there, most of the customers have requirement of the use the platform edition. Then we can choose this platform edition here. Platform edition here. So this is the HANA. So normally this is the use of so these are the 3 editions they have released into the market here. It is so in memory, column oriented, columnar database here. It will store the data into the in-memory level. In memory level, it will store the data. In memory level, in the RAM level, it will store the data. HANA database is the in-memory concept, not the disk level. In memory level, it will store the data here, right? So, and also it will install only the certified hardware vendors only. And also it will provide the high performance real-time analytical data. And also it is combination of the hardware and software innovations. HANA is combination of the hardware and software innovations, right? It's a appliance. It's a appliance here, right? Analytical appliance here, which means at the same time we can store the real-time data, and also at the same time we can also store the analytical data. So there this concept is called the OLTP and OLAP. Here. In the HANA other databases, either at the same time we can store the OLTP. This is another database, you need to store the OLAP. Both we cannot insert into the same time here, right? But in the HANA database, both we can insert at the same time in the HANA database level. In the database layer, we can insert all these things here. Why? Because it's a in-memory column-oriented database here. Okay. So in memory, the column-oriented database. That's why. So at the same time, we can store the online, so analytical data and transactional data here, right? So here we have the tools to monitor the HANA databases. We have the softwares to install the HANA databases. So all those things we can use it here. All those things we can monitor it. All those things we can use it for here HANA database level. We can use it in the HANA database level here. The same time, the advantage perspective, the same time, OLTP and OLAP, all the transactions we can store it into the in-memory level. So no need to wait for disk to store the data here. In the memory itself, we can store the data in the system here, right? So that is the main thing here. So that is the HANA perspective here. So coming to the HANA, just what is mean by HANA means that is. So to install the HANA, we need to follow the hardware and softwares. So what are the hardware innovations and what are the software innovations we need to follow? What are the hardware here? So let's talk about the hardware innovations here. Okay. To install the HANA database here. So to install the HANA database, why? Because here we need to clearly choose the database here. We have to clearly choose the hardware. So we have to install only on the certified hardware vendors only. So HANA, we have to install the certified hardware vendors, and also it should be multi-core architecture related CPUs only we have to install it. And also it should be 64-bit address space. The hardware side 64-bit address space. And also it's the pricing perspective, we have to it's improved the pricing also here. The improvement of pricing and performance also, right? So these are the pricing perspective. The price perspective, the hardware cost is reduced, so we can use the RAM. So here which means we are here to install the HANA database, to operate the HANA database, to work on the HANA database. So we required the more than 64 GB RAM is required here, right? More than 64 GB, minimum 64 GB RAM is required here. Why? Because HANA storing the data in memory. So it's required the more RAM is required. If it is the more RAM, if it is the why? Because it's storing the data in memory. So HANA solutioning is to improving the performance here, performance bottleneck here. So that is the reason it's storing the data into the in main memory here. So no need to transfer the data to the disk to main memory here, not required here. Storing the data into the main memory, then that's it. HANA work is done. Storing the data into the main memory. So it's like we have to install only on certified hardware vendors only. Hardware vendors means we know who is the certified hardware vendors means. So Intel, Lenovo, Fujitsu, HP. These are the certified SAP HANA hardware vendors here. Hardware vendors here. You will get all those things here, right? To install the HANA, who are the certified hardware vendors? We have to procure the hardware from these vendors only. Vendors means who will give the these things to us, then we have to install only here. Either like Cisco, so Google, so then IBM, so Hitachi, Dell, Atas, Lenovo. So these all are the certified hardware vendors. These all are the certified hardware vendors here. Here we need to choose the here we need to choose the which hardware. Suppose you want to go for the Intel or Lenovo hardware or Dell hardware. Then if you select the Dell, then you will get the Dell related what CPU family you will get. What are the CPUs? Then what are the CPU type solutions you have for the here, right? If you take this one, then if you take this one, you will get the this one you will get the if you take this one Power Edge R84, then you will get the what is the RAM size here. What is the RAM sizes it is available in this model here, right? What is the CPU architecture here? So these all are, you can see here, if you take the family, then you will get all those things here, which means the supported hardware vendors only we required for the HANA, for the faster purpose here, right? So we have to use this one here for HANA only here. So they have the certification for the hardware, then they have to complete their certification, then they will come to this list here, right? So all the hardware vendors will come to this list here. So it should be certified hardware vendors only. We have to install the HANA database here. So and only one more thing here, the OS which we have to use it for the here, the OS, the operating system which we have to use it for the here only the Linux operating system only, not the Windows here. So which means Linux operating systems are only will support the that much of memory, that much of CPUs here. So Windows it won't support here. That's why Windows is not certified hardware vendors here. So here to learn the HANA database, you should be required the some Linux level commands you should be required here. That we will discuss also the Linux commands also here. Okay. So this is the coming to the hardware innovation part. This should be the certified by the your hardware vendors to procure the hardware. These and all the things they will take care of the hardware procuring and everything, how much RAM. So they will take care of here. But we should know, right? So what to install the HANA database, how carefully we have to install the HANA database. It's not like that other database. Why? Because here to install if you use the HANA database for your business, within fraction of seconds, the real-time data it will be stored, and also you can perform at the same time. You can analyze the data also here in the real time. What is the sales for the next 5 years? Forecasting. Then forecasting also is possible in the HANA database here. So that is the one thing here. So and also to install the HANA database, what are the requirements we required here? Hardware requirements and software requirements here. What are the hardware requirements? What are the hardwares we required? Right? Hardware requirements and software requirements. And software requirement, then we can download the software, then we can install the HANA database. We'll go like this here. So now, is it okay to stop it, or shall I continue to discuss about the SAP HANA hardware requirements and software requirements here? This topic is very important here. Hardware requirements and software requirements here. These all are the introduction part. No one will ask. Suppose if someone asks you, your friend or your colleague, then you are in the situation to tell why we have to use HANA database. What is the underlying technique in the HANA database means you should know, right? That's why we discussed about the introduction part here.
So we can continue, sir.
Okay. So in the HANA, we have hardware requirements and software requirements here. Means to install the HANA database, so what type of operating system you required, then what type of CPUs, like what type of how much RAM you required here, right? And also what type of CPUs, how many CPUs you required here. Then what are the file systems you required here, and also their sizes, file system sizes here. Then so network, how much network size is required here. So these are the things we should consider as part of the hardware requirement here. So coming to the operating system, we have to install only Linux machine, Linux operating system, either SUSE, or RHEL. RHEL means Red Hat Linux. Linux also we have the two types, SUSE operating systems and Red Hat Linux operating systems. Either anyone we can use it here, right? Then how much RAM is required for here. So the RAM size requirement, why? Because it's not very simply, we can assume, we cannot assume this much of RAM is required, then we cannot go for that one. So the RAM size requirement will come from, there are some tools. SAP provides some web-based tools called the SAP Fix Sizer tool. And we can also calculate the T-shirt sizing method. T-shirt sizing method here. T-shirt sizing methods. We can use these methods. We can use these methods. We can use T-shirt sizing formulas. Okay. We can use these methods to calculate the how much RAM is required here. Right. We can assume 20 GB, 30 GB. So if we want to use the, why? Because the data is storing into the RAM memory here. Then we should know how much data, like how much RAM is required to store the data here. So one time, so just you need to one-time investment if you choose the RAM here. Then in this case, we have the SAP Fixizer tool, which is provided by the SAP Fixizer tool here. So using this Fixizer tool, this is also called the benchmark tool. We can calculate the, so how much we can calculate the hardware requirements, which means how much memory, CPU, disk, IO capacity, network, all these things we can calculate using this Fixizer tool here. This is one of the tool we can use this Fixizer tool. So we can go for the HANA based Fixizer tool here to calculate the how much RAM is required here. How much RAM is required, we can calculate it here. This one we calculate it here. How much RAM is required, you can use this one. You can calculate the how much RAM is required here. Here authorization issue. Okay. So using the Fixizer tool, we will get the how much RAM is required here. In this tool, we have to provide the information like the data size, like data availability, like the functional objects. Like we will get this, it will ask the some inputs. We have to provide the inputs so that we can calculate the, you will get the how much RAM you required, how many CPUs you required, how many IOs you required, input, output. All the information you will get from in this tool here. This is called the Fixizer tool here, right? So to use this tool, we require the user ID. We require the user ID. Then we have to create the project. In the project, so we have to create the project here. In the project, you will come to know what are the inputs we have to give it. Then calculate it. We will get it out here.
Hello,
Hello. Yes.
sir. Good morning, sir. Sir, in this inside of this tool, sir, what kind of thing is there, sir?
Inside of the tool, you see here inside of the tool. So just it will it is the web-based tool for getting the how much size you required, RAM, CPU, how many CPUs you required, how much memory is required, then disk, how much disk space is required. All the information you will get here, right? So coming the size estimation of the size here. So like this, you will get the estimation of the size here. How much size is required using the quick sizer tool. We have to create the project, then how many CPUs you required, so then how much memory is required. So then you will get the some calculations here. You will get the some calculations here using this quick sizer tool here. So that is the main important thing here, quick sizer tool here. So these
We
things,
have to feed something in this, sir.
yeah, we have to feed it, means how much data, how many years you required, 5 years, then what is the data size here. So functional object data size, all the information we have to feed it. Then it will, then just click on the OK button, then it will calculate the all the things and everything here. I will show you that one also. So I will show you that one also here. It's very simple to calculate it here. So CPU, memory, disk, front end, all these things are very important for the HANA here. Before you go and directly install the HANA, these are the things very important here. Why? Because HANA is the in-memory capacity, which means storing the data in the in-memory. So this many, how much memory RAM size we required, this we required. So normally in the organization, the architects are the client team, they will take care of this hardware sizing. This sizing part they will take care. Hardware sizing, they will take care of the hardware sizing here. Right? Otherwise, some people they go for the T-shirt sizing, which means so normally if you go to the shoppings, we have the small, right, medium, large, extra large. Small means it's like so 128 GB minimum RAM is required here, right? Medium means 256 GB RAM is required here. The large means the 512 GB RAM is required here. Extra large means then 1 terabyte minimum RAM is required for the companies. So from in this way also we can calculate it. So suppose your company size is very small, then you can go for the 128 GB RAM. Medium, then 256 GB. Large, 512 GB. Then extra large, 1 terabyte. Same as like our T-shirt sizing, right? Same way we will go for the this HANA database sizing also. Same way we can get the sizing also. Either you can use the quick sizer tool. Similarly, you can use the T-shirt sizing also here, right? This is the standard calculations to use it here. So based upon the RAM size, suppose normally the client team will provide you the this information. Normally we won't get chance to get the all the requirements and everything in case. Why? Because it's a HANA database, the client team carefully they will calculate it, they will suggest you to go for the either 256 GB RAM or 1 terabyte RAMs. So why? Because minimum 128 GB, maximum that is your wish based on that. But minimum is 128 GB you required for small. So based on that, we have to calculate the RAM size for the HANA databases here. Suppose you got the 256 GB, you got it. Your client customer asked you to go for the 256 GB RAM for the your HANA database. Then based upon the RAM, you will get the how many CPUs you required. Suppose example, one CPU will occupy the 14 GB of will support the 14 GB of RAM memory. Then two CPUs, how much? Then 28 GB. Then three CPUs, then 42 GB. Is it 42? Right? So 42 GB here. So then 256 GB means, so then 256 by 14. How much it will come? Then that many CPUs you required here. If you go to the calculator, then then 256 divided by 14, 9 I guess, 18. Okay, so 18. So you require the 18 CPUs. 18 CPUs you required for your system to support. Why? Because CPU estimation will come based upon the RAM size. So how much main memory you have by divided by 14. Why? Because one CPU will handle the 14 to 16 GB. Suppose like example 14 GB. Then two CPUs 20 GB. Then 18 CPUs. Then 256 GB. Based on that, why? Because the RAM calculation and the RAM calculation and the memory calculations are very important. RAM calculation and the CPU calculations are very important here. Why? Because we have more RAM, then CPUs are very less. Definitely, you will get, your system will go hung status here. Your system will go hung status here. So your CPUs are more, RAM is very less. Then even though your system gets success here, system will go stuck status here. So here, so this is the way, right? So your how much RAM you required, then divided by 14, this many CPUs you required here, thus many CPUs you required here. Then only we will not face any issues for the real time, right? So that is the RAM and CPU calculations are very important here. So this many. So once we get the RAM size, then we will come to know how many CPUs we required. Once we got the RAM size, then we will come to know how many CPUs we required here. That is the very important thing here, right? So this is the physical one. This is the physical CPU. One physical means it is the on-premise system. So if it is the cloud, then we have this is cloud, then we have the vCPU concept. One vCPU, virtual CPU will handle the 7 GB of RAM. 7 GB of RAM. Then here you need the 36 double CPUs for the in the cloud level. In the cloud, any cloud, they will depends upon the CPU family, depends upon the family type. So example, one physical CPU they will divide into the two. Then that is called the virtual CPU. One physical CPU equals to two virtual CPUs. Then one physical CPU will handle the 14 GB. Then one virtual CPU will handle the 7 GB. Then so this way we can do that one. That is the calculation for cloud level here. Cloud level we no need to calculate it. There is a templates are there. If you choose the RAM, automatically the CPUs will be calculated. If you choose the RAM, automatically the CPUs will be calculated like so 18 plus 18, 36 CPUs we will get it out here, right? In the cloud level. So that is the calculations for the here. This is the physical calculation. This is the this calculations here, right? File system type, file systems. Okay. So file systems, how many file systems are required here, right? So this will take time, file systems and network, that I will explain you tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, that I will explain it tomorrow. Why? Because this is a very important concept. So I don't want to explain this. Why? Because interview, they are asking the question means this is the question they may ask you. What are the file systems and what is the sizing specifications and network rules? This one there, no one will ask questions on the all these things. This may ask you, Hana can be installed on the Windows, no, so see Linux only. Then this question they may ask you. So they start asking the question, these are the important things here. So RAM and all, they know, everybody knows. Why? Because the team, architect team or hardware team, they will calculate it. So you don't need to worry. So, but these things are very important, the file systems and everything. I don't want to explain in the hurry situation now, and you will get confused so quickly, hurriedly. So tomorrow, slowly, I will discuss with you. Again, I will discuss with you hardware and software requirement. Again, from starting onwards, I will discuss. Okay?
Question I have to ask.
Right, right.
Sir, yesterday I was practicing actually in the user administration part, security administration actually.